glad to hear it. Yes. Okay. As both an author and an archaeologist, how do your experiences in the field directly influence the themes and narratives you explore in your written works?
Right. So the archaeology series, people have said I was at a conference recently, and the moderator said, who was also an archaeologist, said she'd read my books, and she said this really felt like the archaeology world that she knew.
Mm,
And they sort of surprise people because most people have got the idea of archaeologists who wear pith helmets and we're all sort of posh upper class Englishmen.
mm,
And actually, in reality, in archaeology, certainly the 1980s, 1990s, when I was a young archaeologist, it was dirty, it was cold, we were
mm,
very badly paid, if we were paid at all.
mm,
Um, and we're all alone, and it was boring. And so
mm,
this comes through in the stories,
mm,
and gives it a sort of a sense of reality. Once you've, I mean, excuse me if I offend any of your listeners, but the first time I excavated a skeleton, I had to use a teaspoon. And when you scraped a teaspoon across human bone, you never forget the sound. And it's one of those things. And when you're walking into a site hut on an archaeological excavation, and you can feel the grit
mm,
grating beneath your feet, and you're drinking your cup of tea, and there's
mm.
dirt in
Okay.
all these things come through
Mm,
in the writing
mm,
of the novels. And
mm,
then when it comes to the actual archaeology books, I then started to find that I'm not just some archaeologists just produce a book, and
mm,
I started wanting to write the archaeology books.
mm,
Actually make them interesting and
mm,
make them flow as if they're a bit of a novel. So
mm.
the